I'm going to read this. Richard over here gave me a picture that he and Kay had taken over near the island, on the island somewhere. A beautiful, beautiful photo of a tall ship. Now, the poet laureate before me here was Don Benson, and Don's in this book also, and one of my favorite, actually my favorite poem of his is Tall Ships. So I'm going to read this for all of you, but specifically and especially for Richard and Kay. Have you been outward bound on a tall ship when her sails find a wandering breeze, and you stand at her helm as she enters a realm, the kingdom of 7 far seas? Her perfumes are tar, hemp and canvas. Her masts have a roguish rake. An ancient sea chime marks the passage of time, while seagulls stiff wing in her wake. Have you climbed to the top of a tall ship and reached out to gather a cloud? There's a sudden strong gust. Your ship feels the thrust, and she answers it graceful and proud. Have you stood wrapped in wind and high canvas, and felt what it means to be free, with the mast's giddy sway through the great Milky Way, and you knew you were bred to the sea? Have you weathered a storm on a tall ship when the bottom falls out of the glass, heard whip crack of sail and the shriek of the gale as she plunges into a crevasse? Then the bowsprit is spearing the heavens. There's fear and despair in the air. The waves are so vast as you cling to a mast that you find yourself shouting in prayer. Have you watched far at sea as a tall ship glides regally out of the dawn, with white wishbone wake like a bird on a lake, a giant, majestic white swan? When the world was first new, the Creator decreed that tall ships in His plan have great wind-filled wings, the most beautiful things to ever be created by man. Sailors leave home for the tall ships, for a world where horizons are far. But only winds know the reasons they go to steer for a distant bright star. Does a sailor reflect in the oceans, or the oceans reflect in him? Is his love for sail some unreachable grail that gleams on horizon's rim? I dream troubled dreams of the tall ships when canvas falls slack in the sun, and the last tall ship swings with white folded wings at anchor, and then there are none. And if that day's near, I pray I'm not here when old sailors dream on the shore. No tall ships remain, lonely winds search in vain for the cloud of white sail that's no more. Beautiful, beautiful poem by Don Benson, Poet Laureate Emeritus.